Dear brothers and sisters, in an era where faith seems to waver and darkness appears to prevail, I invite you to join us on a spiritual journey through the divine revelations and visions granted to us in Kibeho, Rwanda. This sacred place, blessed by the apparitions of the Virgin Mary, has become a beacon of hope and a prophetic warning for the entire world. The apparitions of the Virgin Mary in Rwanda are of immense significance and address some questions we often ponder about the profound meaning of these divine manifestations. We often wonder why the Virgin Mary chooses to appear only to some and not to all, and why she leaves messages to be shared with all of humanity. In this case, the apparitions not only seem to answer these questions, but, as we will see shortly, are a clear divine message that sought to prevent the terrible violence that would soon occur, as foretold by the Virgin Mary. To better understand all this, let's start from the beginning of the story. The apparitions of the Virgin Mary in Kibeho spanned a period of 8 years, from 1981 to 1989, becoming a spiritual focal point for Africa and the world at large. November 28, 1981. It all began in a girls' school in Kibeho. Alphonsine Mumureke, a 16-year-old student serving her classmates at the table, heard a voice calling her. This voice, gentle yet commanding, led her to a vision of the Madonna, a figure of extraordinary beauty dressed in white, who identified herself as the Mother of the Word. January 12, 1982. Natalie Mukamazimpaka, another student, was blessed with the vision of the Madonna. This apparition was particularly significant as Natalie had initially been skeptical about Alphonsine's visions. However, her experience transformed her into a fervent witness of the apparitions. March 2, 1982. Marie-Claire Mukangango, initially the most skeptical among the students, also saw the Madonna. Her conversion from skeptic to believer strengthened the faith of many people in the community. Her testimony became a powerful affirmation of the truth and importance of the apparitions. What is striking about these apparitions is how the Madonna chose individuals who were initially skeptical and lacked religious faith. This is a sign that the Madonna invites us to abandon any doubts lingering in our hearts and to entrust ourselves to God's mercy and faith. The Kibeho apparitions were not only a call to faith and conversion, but also contained prophetic messages of great significance. During the apparition of August 15, 1982, the visionaries received disturbing visions: a river of blood, people killing each other, abandoned corpses. These visions were clear premonitions of the terrible massacres that would occur in Rwanda during the civil war between the Tutsi and Hutu ethnic groups. The prophetic nature of these apparitions underscores the importance of listening to divine messages and taking action to prevent such tragedies. The Madonna, in her apparitions, called for conversion, prayer, and penance. She presented herself as the Virgin of Suffering, or of Sorrows, emphasizing the importance of participating in the Passion of Christ. The messages were clear. The world was living without God, ignoring spiritual values. The Madonna called for unity, peace, and conversion. These messages were an urgent call to conversion and renewed faith in God. The Kibeho apparitions had a profound impact on the community. Many, initially skeptical, were touched by the messages and testimonies of the visionaries. Marie-Claire's conversion, in particular, was a powerful example of the transformative power of the apparitions. Her transition from skeptic to fervent believer inspired many in the community to renew their faith and live according to Christian principles. The Madonna's apparitions never happened by chance. In Rwanda, the Virgin appeared before the outbreak of the Civil War. a terrifying conflict that caused terrible massacres and the death of over 1 million people. The call to conversion was a powerful signal, an invitation for all to abandon violence, convert their hearts, and avoid a tragedy that would soon unfold. Yet once again, the Madonna's messages went unheeded. Her prophetic words about the tragedy were underestimated and ignored by most people. Once again, evil prevailed, and the intervention of the Virgin Mary did not prevent the bloody war. The hearts of men remained deaf to God's warnings. The Church, on the other hand, took these apparitions very seriously. After a thorough examination by medical and theological committees and a rigorous canonical process, on June 29, 2001, it officially recognized the authenticity of the apparitions that occurred in Kibeho. This recognition strengthened the faith of many and confirmed the importance of the messages received by the visionaries. The apparitions and messages of Kibeho are a divine gift and a warning for all of us. They remind us of the importance of faith, prayer, and conversion. In a tumultuous world where violence and oppression have infected all levels of society, we must have the ability to listen to divine messages and begin to live according to the Christian principles of love, faith, and hope. How many times must our Lord warn us? How many times must He invite us to faith and conversion? For the hearts of men always remain deaf to divine warnings. Once again, in the locality of Kibeho, Rwanda, not only were Marian apparitions officially recognized by the Church, but visions of Christ Himself also occurred. Emmanuel Segatashia, a young shepherd raised in tribal paganism who converted after the apparitions, had visions of Christ as well. Emmanuel, with courage and determination, delivered Christ's message to thousands, announcing the return of Christ to the earth. He said, "You will recognize the time of my return when you see religious wars erupt. When you see this, know that I am on the way." These are times of trial. In fact, they prepare for the end of the world. We must open our hearts and listen to the messages given to us. We must live with love, faith, and hope, knowing that the return of Christ is imminent. Please share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay updated on new videos and become part of our faith and prayer community. May God bless you.